Hello students, today we are going to continue class 11 physics chapter number 2, that is units and measurement. In this video we are going to discuss about the accuracy, precision and errors and types of the errors. So first of all, let us see what is accuracy. Now see, here we are dealing with the measurement of any physical quantity. Then whenever you take the measurement, what we desire is that measurement should be accurate, right? When you perform the practical, what you wish that whatever readings you are getting, that readings should be accurate reading, right? That reading should be the perfect reading. So accuracy is nothing but the closeness of the measured value to the true value. Now see, this is the definition of the accuracy. Accuracy is what? It is the closeness of the measured value to the true value. Here we are having two words, true value and the measured value. So first of all, let us understand what is true value. True value is the exact value, the actual value of the measurement. It is the actual value or the exact value of the measurement. When we are talking about the measured value means what? When you are taking readings, right? The readings that you are getting, the measurement that you are getting while doing the experiment, that reading is called as the measured reading. The value that you are getting, that is called as the measured value, right? So now let us take the example of this chalk. Suppose this chalk I want to measure, right? Then first case, I am taking the ruler to measure the chalk, right? And its value is, suppose I want to measure the length of the chalk, right? And with the help of ruler, I am getting its value as 1.2 centimeter. Actually its value is what? Actually its value is, this is the measured value, because I am measuring this with the help of the ruler. So the measurement, when it is done with the help of instrument, and the value which we are getting, that value is called as the measured value. But actually the value of this chalk is true value of the chalk, that is 1.26 centimeter. Let me say it like that, right? Length of this chalk is 1.26 centimeter, and when I am measuring with the chalk, first I am getting as 1.2 centimeter. But we know when we keep the ruler, right, then it will be between 1.2 and 1.3. So it will be like, first you will be considering that it is 1.2 centimeter. Another time if I say to measure, then you may write it as 1.3 centimeter, right? Then which is the accurate value? Which value? This is also called as the measured value. This is also called as the measured value, because I am taking the readings two times. I am measuring the chalk with the help of this ruler twice. In the first case I am getting 1.2 centimeter. In the second case I am getting 1.3 centimeter, right? Then which value? Which one of this value should be considered as the accurate value? Then you can see that out of this two measured value, 1.3 can be considered as the close value to this 1.26 centimeter. This digit is nearer to this 1.26 centimeter, right? So this 1.3 is considered as the accurate value. So out of the measurements you are taking, out of that measurement, right, the measurement that is the measured value that is very close to the true value, that is considered as the accurate value. Now if suppose in third case you take it as 1.1 centimeter, right? So out of this value, which one is the accurate value? You can consider 1.3 centimeter is the accurate value. When the measurements are done, in the practical also you have seen that we take the observations number of times, right? 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. So out of that 5, 6 very close to the true value, that value is considered as the accurate value. So accuracy is nothing but the closeness of the measured value to the true value. Here true value is the exact value and the measured value is the measurement that you do with the help of the instrument. Okay. Now let us see what is precision. Precision is nothing but it tells us to what limit or resolution any quantity can be measured. Now see, to what limit or what resolution any quantity can be measured. Now see, if I want to measure this chalk, right, I am having first of all the instrument I am having, that is meter scale, right, the ruler that I have used in this example. With the help of ruler, suppose I am getting its length as 1.3 centimeter, that I have already written, because the ruler is having the resolution, or I can say the least count of the ruler is 0.1 centimeter, right. This is the limit of the meter scale, the meter scale that you are using in your daily life, right. It is having 0.1 centimeter as your least count. Why it is called as least count? Because 0.1 centimeter is the minimum value that you can measure with the help of meter scale, right. So the minimum value that you can measure with the instrument, that is called its least count or its resolution, right. So ruler is having the resolution as 0.1 centimeter. So when I measure the chalk with the help of ruler, I will be getting its length as 1.3 centimeter, right. But when I am measuring with the help of vernier calipers, see, vernier calipers, it is having the least count as 0.01 centimeter, right, 0.01 centimeter. So when I measure this chalk with the help of vernier calipers, I will be getting its length as say 1.28 centimeter, right. Here I am getting 1.3 centimeter, that means the value up to 1 decimal point. When I am measuring with the help of vernier calipers, the vernier calipers can measure minimum 0.01 centimeter, right. So when I measure the length of the chalk with the help of this vernier calipers, I am getting 1.28 centimeter. So these will be giving me more precise value. So compared to 1.3 centimeter, 1.28 centimeter is called as precise value, more precise value, right, because its resolution is 0.01 centimeter. The same thing when I measure with the help of micrometer screw gauge, right. Suppose I am using micrometer screw gauge, right. Its least count is 0.001 centimeter, right. That means the minimum value that can be measured with the help of micrometer screw gauge, that is 0.001 centimeter. It can measure up to 3 decimal points, right. Then with the help of that, I will be getting, suppose, length as 1.283 centimeter, right. Suppose the length I will be getting 1.283 centimeter. Then this value is called as more precise value compared to this 1.28 centimeter. So the more the resolution of instrument, the more you will be getting the precise value. So precision depends on what? It depends on the resolution of the instrument, right. Here you are having the resolution of ruler as 0.1 centimeter. Here you are having the resolution of the vernier calipers, that is its least count is 0.01 centimeter, and the micrometer screw gauge you are having the least count is 0.001 centimeter, right? So you can see that micrometer screw gauge will be having more resolution, so it will be giving me the more precise value. So this is about the precision. The limit or the resolution of quantity can be measured, right? So precision tells us about the limit or the resolution of any quantity that is to be measured. So you may note down the definition of this precision and you can write down the example also. Now see, as I said that accuracy is what? It is the closeness of the measured value to the true value, right? And precision is what? It tells us about the limit or resolution of the quantity that is to be measured, right? Now see, whenever you are taking the measurement, that measurement should be accurate as well. It should be precise, right? So measurement should be of high accuracy as well as high precise, right? Whatever measurement you are taking, it should be accurate as well as it should be precise also. Now see, why I am telling like this? Because only accuracy and only precision, that is of no meaning, right? Let us take, suppose the length of a block, right? Let us take a block and I want to measure its length, and its exact value, its true value is 2.54 centimeter, right? Its exact value or true value is 2.54 centimeter. When I am measuring that with the help of ruler, and we know the least count of ruler, that is 0.1 centimeter, right? With least count 0.1 centimeter. Its value, suppose I am getting as 2.5 centimeter, right? And when I am measuring that with the help of vernier calipers, and we know that vernier calipers, its least count is 0.01 centimeter. With the help of that, when I am measuring and getting the value is 2.48 centimeter, right? Then you can understand that I am getting these as the precise value 2.48 centimeter. Now see, you can obviously say that 2.5 centimeter is nearer to this 2.54 centimeter compared to this 2.48 centimeter. So these measurement 2.5 centimeter is called as the accurate value, and here 2.48 centimeter, it is highly precise, right? But these you cannot consider as the accurate value when you compare it with this, right? Accuracy, it is the closeness of the measured value to the true value, and precision is what? It is the resolution of the quantity, and that depends on what? That depends on the resolution of the instrument, right? So 2.5 centimeter, see here I am getting the value up to 1 decimal point only, and here I am getting the value up to 2 decimal point. But when you compare these two values with these two values, then 2.5 centimeter is close to this 2.54 centimeter, this two value. So these is considered as the accurate value, right? And these is considered as the highly precise value. If I say out of these two readings, which one is more precise, then 2.48 centimeter is more precise. Why? Because I am getting that value up to 2 decimal points. It is measured with the help of the instrument that is having more resolution. And 2.5 centimeter is called as the accurate value. Why? Because this value is more close to this true value 2.54 centimeter compared to this measured value. So I hope now it is clear what is accuracy and what is precision. Accuracy is closeness of the measured value to the true value, right? Whether it may be precise or not. And precision depends on what? It depends on the resolution of the instrument. So you may note down this example so it would be more clear about the accuracy and the precision. But the measurement that you are taking, that should be accurate as well as the precise value. Now let us discuss about the third topic, that is errors. Now see, error in our general language we can say it as mistake, right? Error in general we can say it as the mistake. Here see, here we are dealing with the measurement of any physical quantity, right? We are talking about the measurements. So what is error in measurement? That means the mistake that we are doing while taking the measurements. That means what? When we are measuring something, right? When we are measuring any quantity with the help of any instrument or in any experiment, then what happens? If you are not getting the exact value, if you are not getting the true value, that means there is some mistake, and that mistake or that difference is called as error, right? Suppose we take inaccuracy in measurement. Inaccuracy in measurement is called as the error. Let us take an example. Suppose, let me continue with the same example. Suppose length of the chalk, that is 1.54 centimeter, right? When I am measuring that, this is the true value, this is the exact value, right? And when I am measuring that with the help of the ruler, right? The measured value, because I am measuring that with the help of instrument, this is called as measured value, and I am getting its value as 1.5 centimeter. Now see, its exact value is 1.54 centimeter, but when I am measuring, I am getting the value as 1.5 centimeter. So what is the difference? This is close to the accurate, this is close to the true value, but it cannot be considered as the exact value. So the difference is what? The difference is about 0.04 centimeter, right? Here when I am measuring, I am getting 0.04 centimeter less compared to the exact value. So this difference is called as error, right? So when the measured value is not close, it is not exact to that of the true value, then you will be getting the difference, and that difference is called as the error. So in other ways you can write it as difference between the measured value and true value is called as error, right? Whatever difference you are getting between the measured value and the true value, that value is called as the error. So you can write it as inaccuracy in measurement is called as error, or you can write in this difference between the measured value and the true value is called as error. So you may note down this two definition, you can write both the ways, and you can note down this example as well. Now let us see the types of errors. See, errors are of two types. Systematic error means the error that we are getting consistently. So we can call it as consistent error also, right? Consistent error or systematic error means the error that we are getting again and again when we are taking the readings, right? Again and again. Now see, when you are performing the experiment, right? And if you are getting the error, say if you are getting the positive error every time, right? Then that is considered as systematic error. Let us take an example of suppose here, let me take this as ruler 0, here it will be 0.5, 1, here it will be 1.5, right? Now see, you have seen that in your ruler it starts from 0, right? 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5. 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9 and this is your 1 reading, right? But suppose in your ruler, when you are buying your ruler, you are having 1 point less between 0 and 1, right? Then whenever you measure anything, suppose I measure this chalk, right? And if its length is suppose 1.1 centimeter, then when I place that over here, right, and I will be getting as 1.2 with the help of this ruler, right? Its measurement is 1.1 centimeter, but here when I measure with this ruler where its marking is less between 0 and 1, right? Then what measurement I will be getting? I will be getting 1.2. So I am getting the error of 0.1 centimeter, right? I am getting 0.1 more compared to the true value. So every time I take the measurement, right, I will be getting 0.1 centimeter more compared to the true value, right? So this error is called as the consistent error or the systematic error. Whenever I take the length of any object, right, then the measurement that I am getting will be having error of 0.1 centimeter every time. Why? Because here 0.1 centimeter is less between this 0 and 1 centimeter. So the error I will be getting every time will be 0.1 centimeter more compared to the true value. So this type of error is called as consistent error or it is called as systematic error, right? Now see, there are three types of systematic error. The first error, that is called as the personal error, right? Personal error, that means here the word is person. That means it is due to the person's carelessness, right? It is the error that I am getting due to the person's carelessness. Now see, suppose I want to measure, again let us take the example of the chalk because throughout this video we have taken the example of chalk only, right? Suppose I want to measure the chalk, right? And if I don't know where to put my ruler, right, then I will be getting the error. Suppose, now see, here I am having 0. Here it is 1. Right? Here I am having 1.5. Now see, I need to place my chalk from 0, right? And suppose it ends over here and its value is 1.2 centimeter, right? So if I place this, okay, let me put this chalk, right? I am placing over here from 0 up to this marking, that is over here I am getting 0.3, right? But if I don't know where to place this, right? If I suppose instead of putting this chalk from 0 marking, if if I am putting over here from point 1, then I will be getting the value as here 0.4 centimeter, right? So I will be getting error because I don't know how to place this, right? Actually we can measure from here also, but I should know that if I take this chalk, if I place over here, then it should always be the difference between the starting point and the ending point, right? So I will be getting the exact value. So the personal error is due to the carelessness of the person himself. If I take the another example, suppose you will be seeing that in the practical. Suppose you are having an ammeter, right? Suppose this is 2 milliampere, this is 4 milliampere, and this is 6 milliampere. If the pointer is placed over here, right, then its value will be let us say it as, here it will be 5 and here it will be, let us say here it is 5, here it is 3, right? So this will be what? Placing this will be giving me 4.4 milliampere, right? If this is an ammeter, right? And if the pointer is placed at 4.4 milliampere, then what I need to take the measurement standing exact in front of that ammeter. If I view this pointer from the left hand side, right, what I see is that pointer is placed at 4.6 milliampere, right? When I view this from the right hand side, the pointer is seen at 4.2 milliampere. So this is the error because the person don't know how to take the error. That is due to the person's carelessness. One should stand in front of the meter itself to know the exact reading. If the person views from the right side or from left side or the right side, then they will be getting the error, right? And that is due to person's carelessness. So this error is considered as the personal error. Okay. So personal error is due to the carelessness of the person in taking measurement. Okay. Now another type of systematic error, that is instrumental error, right? Instrumental error, that is the error due to the improper design of the instrument. Due to the improper design of instrument, right? Okay. You all might have gone to the fruit vendor or at the grocery shop, right? Then the weighing machine, right, that shows 0.000, right, if anything is not placed on that. Now suppose before keeping the object on that, if it shows 0.001, right, here it shows 0.001 gram. That means what? When I place, if you want to buy suppose peanuts for 500 grams, right, then when the marking is shown, when the measurement is shown over here on the machine, then it will be 0.500 grams, but initially before placing the peanuts it was 0.001 gram. That means whenever you are getting the peanut that you are getting, that will be 1 gram less. So what you buy is 499 gram. Why? Because the weighing machine initially shows 0.001 before placing the peanuts on that. And when you want to buy peanuts, then when I put 499 grams on the machine, then I will be getting 500 gram on the machine. The 500 digits are shown on the weighing machine, right? So that is due to what? That is due to the imperfect design, right? Because initially instead of showing 0.000, it shows 0.001. So every time you put the object, you will be getting error of 0.1 gram, right? 0.001 gram. Okay. Another type of systematic error, that is due to the improper technique or procedure, right? Now see, when you want to do the measurement, right, you should know the proper technique, how to take the measurement with the help of instrument. If you are not knowing the proper technique, then it is but obvious you are going to get the error in whatever measurement you are getting. For example, when you are using the thermometer, right, we know that thermometer should be placed under your tongue, right? But if you place the same thermometer under your armpits, then the temperature value is always less compared to the actual value, right, when you place under the armpit. So you should know the proper technique, that the thermometer shows the exact value when you place it under the tongue. So another type of error, that is due to the improper technique or the procedure that you are doing while doing the experiment. If you do not know the procedure, it is the error in itself. You will be going to get the error in your measurement. So systematic error is a type of error which is consistent. So it is called as consistent error. It may be either positive or it may be negative, right? It is always in one direction only. If you are getting positive error every time, then it will be positive in every time you are taking the measurement. If you are having the negative error, then whenever you are taking the measurement, you will be getting the negative error every time. So either the error will be positive or it will be negative. It will be in one direction only. And it is of three types: personal error due to person's carelessness, instrumental error due to the improper design of the instrument, and another is the error due to the procedure that you are doing while doing the experiment. If you do not know the procedure, then also the error you are getting, that is considered as the systematic error. Now see, another type of error, that is random error. Now see, random, that means here you are having systematic, that means that is consistent error. Either all the errors you will be having positive error or all the errors you will be having negative error. Here the error that you are getting, you do not know whether it will be positive error or it will be negative error. One time you take the measurement, that will be positive error. The another time you are taking the measurement, that may be negative error. So here you do not know which type of error you are going to get in the another reading or another measurement, right? So the error over here is inconsistent. So inconsistency over here you are getting while taking the measurement. So it is called as the random error. And over here you cannot correct it, because see, when you are doing any practical related to the electrical appliance, right? If you are dealing with the electrical instrument, then suddenly if the voltage increases or decreases, right, then because of the fluctuation of that voltage, there will be error in the measurement. Sometimes it may get high, sometimes it may get low. So the fluctuation, because of the fluctuation of the voltage, you will be getting the error in the measurement, and that error is the random error. Sometimes due to the temperature increase or decrease, you will be not getting the exact value, right? In that also, when you are taking the measurement, you will be getting the error. Due to the humidity also, there will be effect of that humidity on your instrument. So some of the factors like temperature, fluctuation of the voltage, humidity, that all will affect in the measurement, right? And in that you will be getting the error. So such type of error etc. That is called as the random error. And this type of error is the inconsistent error, because you do not know whether you will be getting the high value or you will be getting the low value every time you take the measurement. So these are the types of the error, and you may note down.